Matthew,
Hello.
how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I just woke up.
Cool.
It never happens.
I mean, you needed it.
Yeah, I've been sick again. I still sound like shit, but
Well, you make the call on how long you want to go and how in depth you want to get. I want
well,
to hard at 11, but
okay. I have two things I want to talk about bird pornography.
oh, all right.
That's a joke for anyone who's seen the Mim Bim Bam TV show. I want to talk about bird porn right now. No, we're not going to talk about that. What about bird lube? Birds deserve pornography.
Uh, do
Uh,
they? Do they? What have they done to deserve?
it's kind of like the boy mayor of Second Life thing run during Monster Factory when he ran around. He said the only way I'm going to win the presidency of Second Life is if I get the dog vote. And Griffin would run around just screaming, "I think dogs deserve to vote." And getting kicked out of rooms in Second Life. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. One lady gets so angry. Oh my god, she loses her mind. And then Justin and Griffin try to calm down and pretend that they're like being normal people. And then Justin like puts a pizza in their room, but the pizza's like as big as a car, and Griffin's like, my friend, he did that. That wasn't me. You need me to make the pizza smaller. Please make the pizza smaller, please. And the whole time, Justin is off stream, but on the mic, just dying. And then Griffin immediately gets booted, but Justin does it. And immediately as he gets booted, he screams, "Dog suffrage! Dog should have the right. I mean, dog should be able to vote." Oh god damn it. Okay. Anyway. I should just have a fucking show where all we do is talk about Mim Bim Bam because that's all I want to talk about. All right. Anyway, on a side note, I might play a little bit of Zomboid after this because I had a monster run going and I just died in the stupidest fucking way possible. I died in a Doug way, so I might start a new game. I was so frustrated that I was like, I wasn't even frustrated. I was just sad because I had about 150 zombies on fire. And I was doing the zombie death Congo line, and I did not see a crawling zombie,
Oh,
and I basically tripped on him. And then because I had them so close behind me, I just got absorbed into a burning horde of zombies.
I mean,
No.
happens to the best of us.
It happened to Derek McPhail, and it broke my heart, especially after Carla Butts died before that. And these are not names that I made up. These are names that were randomly generated by the game. So no, I'm serious, for real.
I know. I believe.
I was
I know you're not. I know you're not lying.
I was going to make up my own sweet names. I was gonna call my first character Huckleberry Jackson, but after Huckleberry, who's not dead, I just like pointing at the sky, like Cebu. Also free Palestine. But Carla Butts came up, and I was like, well, fuck me. I can't turn this down. This is an opportunity from above.
Yeah.
Also, hold on, I got to blow my nose because man, is it congested. All right, I'm back.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Oh, and you know what else? Okay, I want to talk about this for a second. This was so frustrating. Friday night, Doug and Alyssa and I got together and was going to be like, okay, dog. I picked up Pal's World and I picked up Enshrouded because I was super excited about both games.
Okay.
My graphics card will play neither.
Oh.
So I just a little window popped up and said Alyssa's playing Enshrouded, and it cuts to the bone. To the bone. So Doug and I watched 4.5 episodes of Mountain Monsters yesterday.
Ooh.
We got through season 2, or no, through whatever it was, where the two Sasquatches both show up.
Okay.
The
I think that's technically season 3 originally, but it's season 2 as far as HBO is concerned.
Which was amazing. There was like one kind of good episode in there, one good episode, and 2 amazing episodes. They made a fucking trap out of a shitty broke down van.
Yes, and it didn't work.
No, it did not work at all. They also went into a cave and made a bunch of traps in the cave. The cave episode was like weird. Like I enjoyed it a lot. But
Yeah,
that
one was. Yeah, that one was interesting.
It was a weird. I was like, oh, so they're doing the Descent then? Okay, that's cool. Okay, so the other thing, this kind of popped into my head the other day. I want to talk about it first. I went back and I've been listening to T.H.U.N.D.E.R Commitment, which was the second Taz, or was the first arc, I think, after, it was one of the mini arcs, and it was after Balance, and it was Clint McElroy running, and they were, I can't remember the system they were using, but basically Clint was inspired by Thunder Agents. It's also the first time we get Cardala, which Cardala also showed up later on as the HR director in another game. Cardala, who shares a body with a woman named Irene, who does work in HR. Cardala is a riff on an Inuit thunder goddess, who has finally been released from her prison that is Irene, and she demands meat because she hungers. Also, she demands battle, and also she has now been cowed by the great and terrible power of Jesus and his incredibly sharp Bible. So she has no idea who Jesus is, but everyone's kind of afraid of him. So she's like, ooh, Jesus and his terrible powers. So like when Cardala shows up again in Just Us as to give the HR speech, she mentions that if you do not meet your numbers that we've laid out for, so generously laid out for you, then not even the great and terrible power of Jesus will save you. Hey, Super Spike.
Good morning, Super Spike.
All right. So I kind of am thinking I want to run a core. I'm gonna call it. I just came up with it. I was gonna call it Accords, and it's a Marvel Universe Thunder Agents inspired like 3-parter. So the basic premise is the UN is like, we need to put a team together to handle some things that we don't want the US handling, and we really, the Avengers and all these other people who we've went to before are kind of blowing us off. And it would kind of be, I kind of thought about like, didn't the 12, or the 12, was it the Order? Is that what they were called?
Yes.
Didn't they use like Spintech?
I don't. They had access to. Well, they were part of the initiative, so they had access to it. It might have been a variation that gave them their powers. I can't remember now.
Come on, man. What is happening here? I clicked in there. I know I did. So premise would be the United Nations needs a branch to deal with problems that require require diplomacy, force, and hey, Shaggy! I just want to tell you guys something. The fact that you two greet each other every time makes me so fucking happy. It's something I totally look forward to each time we stream. There's just something very pure about that. Diplomacy, force, and what's the word? I want to use propaganda, but optics.
Sure.
Like optics is a good word for it. And positive optics. So the other thing I want to use is, have you ever read a Marvel comic called Strike Force Maturi?
I have not, but I am aware of it.
I like the idea in Strike Force, which is very similar to Thunder Agents in that way. Just Strike Force Maturi takes place in like a future where we're being invaded by aliens.
Mm-hmm.
These powers might kill you.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Thunder Agents is, like, for Dynamo, his powers only work for so long, not because it is what buddies would do. God damn it, that's beautiful. Because they will hurt him. So the power, his powers shut off after 30 minutes. They're like, it's a built-in kill switch, which I absolutely love. I love the fact that like No Man, who is just basically a mental projection of someone who enters into like robotic bodies, has to reboot whenever a body is destroyed. So he has a window of time where he's inactive. I love the fact that I can't think of the speedster, but if you put
like Captain Quick,
it's like, I thought it was like Lightning or something like that.
It might be Lightning. I don't know.
If he runs too fast or for too long, he starts to age, which is a really terrible thing when you think about it.
Yeah.
So with Strike Force Maturi, it's you are a bomb. Your powers will operate very well for a long period of time, or for a period of time. They don't know what. But eventually it will burn you out and you will explode. I don't want to go that far, but I like the idea that you only have powers for a certain set amount of time because your body can only do that for so long. And so that's kind of where I wanted to go with it. Gosh dang it. I am really struggling this morning. Sorry, guys. They are recruiting. And this is something I want to steal from Commitment. Individuals who have the correct genome type to be able to utilize the concoction of spin tech. What's another thing they use in Marvel to give powers?
To give powers?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Red Hulk has something like that too. Like Red Hulk has a limit of how much radiation he can absorb.
Yes. I mean, there's a million different ways to give somebody superpowers in the Marvel universe, but I mean,
just give me like some brief ones. I want to say like I mean, do I want to use Gamma?
Yeah, Gamma can get a little tricky. I mean, there's Extremis.
Oh yeah, Extremis. That's a good one. I know less about that, but
the Clintar. Just slap a symbiote on somebody.
No, I don't want to use that. I want it to be like basically tech based, like
tech-based.
Not tech based, I should say. Like nanotech based or radiation based.
Okay. What else?
One more. Radioactive spiders. We just have a room full of radioactive spiders.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been irradiating these spiders for a while. You guys want to use them? We only got like 15 of them left. Sidorak's magic, though. I like the idea, but I want to, like I said, stay in the realm of radiation or biotech.
I mean, there's a million different like super soldier serum knockoffs.
Okay. What's a good super soldier serum knockoff? Try saying that fast. That was real impressive. And a gosh darn.
I'm trying to think if any of them have names, or it's just a lot of like, secondary
modern
stuff.
Day.
But
modern day take on the original super soldier serum.
I mean, yeah, because there's like the goblin serum, which does.
Yeah, it's very similar. Oh, you know what? I like that even better.
Let me see here.
Because then there's even more of a reason for it not to work correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Powers would be for an unspecified amount
Yeah.
of time and would have potentially deadly side effects. So they are appealing
Oh, here we go.
to the masses
I think this is the one you
who
want to use.
wish to do the most good in the world. Okay.
All right. Okay. So there's mutant growth hormone.
Oh shit! I forgot about mutant growth hormone.
There's the Connors formula.
The what?
The formula that Kirk Connors used to turn into the lizard.
Okay.
Mr. Hyde's formula, but I think what a good one here would be. I forgot about this. There was a Christopher Priest run on the Captain America and Falcon book, and they made their own. The Navy made their own Captain America, who was very fond of saying that because he was in the Navy, he outranked
Cap.
Steve.
Yeah.
Because, but they used the AVX patch.
AVX patch.
Yeah, so it's loosely based off of the same process that Luke Cage underwent. But as like a patch, so it's you got to keep getting dosed.
AVX, is that what you said?
Yeah, AVX and acetavaxidol. I'll just drop it in the chat here. And then, but it also aggravated his mental problems. So it gave him.
Yeah, like a super hashtag super synth is good. Hey, Shannon. Morning. Shannon, if you want, I can send you a link and you can just jump in.
Super Spike, that is the Grand Director that you're thinking of, and he got a copy of the original Super Soldier Serum, but didn't get the Vita Rays, I don't think, which is what made him go.
Oh, that's why, because I'm in a different program. Sorry, everybody. I'm real slow this morning. All right. I think this is like a good mix here.
Yeah.
Of weird stuff. And that's kind of the goal. Is to have weirdness. And it doesn't have to all be super deep cut, but okay. So the whole idea is like they have this. Hey, Draz! Holy crap. The whole idea is like they're like thunder agents, you know, they're appealing to these people's like the best of them.
Yeah.
Hey, this is for the greater good of everyone. So by doing this, like you're taking a calculated risk. We've had some cases, which is going to be a lie. They're going to tell the PCs like, hey, we've tested this, and this is, you know, the acceptable rate of risk. What they don't tell them is like, no, you are the test run. I think the idea is actually to do like good. It's to deal with problems that most heroes aren't dealing with. Things like, let's say, the Machine Smith decides to start a colony on oh god, what's the uninhabited island? The Galapagos Islands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like acceptable, exactly. So, you know, they need to go to negotiate. Like, he decides he wants to be a sovereign state of AI. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. Or I can't remember what the place is in Marvel where all the villains now have set up like a state.
Bagalia. Yeah.
You know, they want to go there and like deal with something where they can actually go in and have an actionable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something where like I want it to be something that's touching like the fringes of the Marvel universe, but touching more like
the stuff that superheroes don't really
deal with too often. Also, I want them to base on the Hydra base because I don't think anybody's using that.
I can't remember if it got destroyed, but you can make a new one. So.
Yeah, and I like the idea of like Stingray being involved.
Oh, I do love me some Stingray.
I love Stingray. So kind of a very altruistic thing, but I also want there to be some element of what's the thing that spies do? They spy.
Yeah, espionage.
Espionage. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's a lot of similarities with Stormwatch.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that. Stormwatch would be a good also, except for with less Henry Bendix. Does this sound like an actionable game? Does this sound
absolutely. There's tons you could play on there.
And I want to do it in miniseries format, so it'd be like a 3-arc thing here, a 3-arc thing there, because I think that works best in a game like this. Because it also gives, I want to use like, I think Nate or someone posted it in our D&D chat, a thing called I Know a Guy.
Okay.
Where the PCs at any time, one time per like adventure, not for this would be per arc, could say I know a guy. And then they have to tell me who that guy is. And they have to explain like how they know the person.
So I should dig out the thing and let you read it. It's a character that I have always loved. I mean, I think the creator kind of turned out to be a turd. But Marvel, he wrote Alpha Flight for a while and some other Marvel books, but the thing that I grabbed onto was the Agent.
The Agent
was the thing, and it was a Marvel like prestige format one shot deal. And it's Rick Mason, the Agent, and he goes down to this South American country that's been taken over by supervillains, and has no powers and takes them out, sort of at the behest of Nick Fury, but not necessarily. Like, he's not affiliated with Shield, but does work for them at times.
I kind of want, this is the thing too, is I want this to be like the UN saying like, we're going to do all this above board in front of everybody because we fucking aren't Shield.
Right. Well, the thing I love about this character too, the wrinkle that really like tipped him over for me is that he is the Tinkerer's son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who that character is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he was fun.
Did you? And I know this person also has turned out to be a real shitbird. Did you read Kirkman's Destroyer miniseries?
I did, yes.
I love that miniseries.
Yeah,
I love the premise. The art's great. I think that's Cory Walker, isn't it?
Yep.
I like Cory Walker's art. I would love to see Cory Walker do like a run on something like Spider-Man or The Flash, just because I think his art style. There's a guy who did Scott Collins who used to draw The Flash. Scott Collins is made for characters like that. I think Cory Walker is also made for characters like that. Big 4-color, stuff with like very expressive faces. I love that shit. I want to use the Destroyer, but not the current, apparently Sharon
Carter.
Sharon Carter is now the Destroyer. I want to use the OG, but I want to use the one from Kirkman's universe. Because I love that whole idea of a superhero who is literally on their last legs.
Yeah.
Who has a heart problem. His nose are going to die soon. It kind of have you watched Revolution yet?
No.
Are you going to watch it?
At some point, maybe, but
don't worry
about spoiling it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Randor dies. We find out Randor's dying.
Okay.
Like, he's got some disease. They could probably figure out how to cure it. He doesn't want them to. he's like, I've lived a life. Like
I've done.
I've done. He actually dies. That's right. He does die in the first or second episode.
Okay.
I love that idea because he goes on the big adventure at the beginning. And he's like, this is all, he's like, I get the feeling with this Randor, he's kind of a combination of the OG animated series and the 2000X animated series.
Mm-hmm.
It falls directly in the middle of that continuum because OG is kind of like I'm a floofy king boy. And 2000X is like, I will fuck you up. Like I am a soldier. I have seen some shit. I melted my brother's face off. This one seems like a little bit in between. But I love the fact like it actually made it more effective for me watching the show that he like went on that adventure. I knew the whole time like this is my last run,
Yeah.
But I want to do it because it's to show people that I can, not just for my personal gratification, but like that's what a leader does. And the fact that like Duncan knew, but was basically sworn to secrecy because he's the king, also is kind of heartbreaking when Adam's like, you fucking knew about this and didn't tell me. He's like, I couldn't.
Wow.
That's rough. That's a rough spot. I love that. And the Destroyer miniseries, if he wants to borrow it, who's local, let me know. I can let him borrow it. I got a copy, I got a hardback copy for like $1.99.
Oh, nice.
Online. And it, by the way, I saw someone I watched a TikTok with someone talking about this, about like boycotting Marvel, over their stance on the genocide in the Middle East. And I kind of agree with them. They're like, especially with Marvel pushing Sabra to be a big thing, and how that's just kind of Israeli propaganda. She's going to be in the Thunderbolts movie, and apparently the person playing them did a voiceover for a very, very terrible Israeli propaganda thing like last week. So I'm kind of like, but I want to point this out. If you want to still buy Marvel stuff, just buy it secondhand. Someone else paid for that shit. I know it's kind of a workaround, but if you're like a fiend, just go to someone else and be like, listen, I know you're online and you're selling this trade for like $1 more than I could get it in the comic shop, but I won't give Marvel my money. So since your dumbass already did, I'll just buy it from you. Anyway, that's my workaround for that. And it's not a real good workaround, but it's still, I get it. Like it's hurt. It sucks to look around and see how many absolutely horrific people there are, and horrific entities that the government treats as individuals that are just giant multinational corporations. Although I was very happy that McDonald's came out and was like, hey, we ain't involved in this shit. Local franchises do shit we don't have control over. So if an Israeli McDonald's wants to do that, we can't do shit about it. But we, McDonald's, no, we are not for killing kids. So sorry. That I at least was like, good for you, McDonald. Good for you, Ronald. You're for scaring children and scarring them for life, but you ain't for murdering them in a school. Good for you. Anyway, I also want to use Machine Smith because I like Machine Smith and I think he doesn't get used enough. So if anyone else has ideas for like lower B tier down to D tier Marvel characters who need some love. Oh, Dr. Demonicus.
Yeah. Dr. Demonicus is good.
I love Dr. Demonicus. It's so weird to love a character that is just like made like 7 appearances in the Marvel universe. A, he looks cool. B, he fucks with kaiju. All right. Anyway, so that's kind of my Accords thing. I'm going to continue to work on it. But that's where I'm at. Thank you guys, Matt. God, I can't talk. It's so bad.
Oh, it's.
Thank you to chat. And now let's get back to the real business, the business that Matt came for.
Well, there's business that I came for. Oh, I'm fine working on you.
Also, what's want to say? The Hogzilla episode, Did not catch him. That's a fucking regular pig.
That's a regular ass pig. Yes.
It's not even a hog. It's not even a boar.
No.
And they're trying to lie to your face about it after they just talked about the tusks, that. The pig don't even have tusks.
No, that one is so just like, what the fuck? Like,
they're like, hey, are you in on the fiction? Because if you're not, you need to buy it now or get the fuck out.
And it's so like they try and frame it so you can't really tell how big it is, but they fail.
Yeah, I should name this episode "Regular Ass Pig."
Yeah, I mean it is. I'm gonna step into the other role right back.
Right. So, yeah, if you're also partaking of the mountain monsters as all of us are or have, if you're falling down that fucking rabbit hole of insanity, yeah, that's the episode where the switch flipped and they were like, you know what? We can't keep doing episodes where we don't catch anything, or where it escapes at the last minute, or like the one with the flying animals. I can't remember what they were chasing, where it chases them off the mountain, which was one of my favorites. Like we got to catch something. We haven't caught anything for a while, except for we were trying to catch the devil dog, and all we did was catch a bunch of dogs in a pit, which also was hilarious. Instead, they're like, we got the hell pig, we did it. It's like, that's a regular ass pig. I've seen bigger pigs. Like, I think my grandpa had a bigger pig than that at one point. So I'm like, come on, man. But I also think that that's the moment where they hit the point where they're like, listen, you're either in or you're out. So I thought about like how that would fucks with our game. And I'm thinking it's just, we just treat it like you're in from the beginning. If this shit is real, then our search for the unknown is the for real search for the unknown. So anyway, last time we got a shit ton of stuff done. Again, I'm putting the call out. If anyone wants to edit and put this shit in a PDF. But just as far as Mountain Monsters go, that was amazing.
I don't like. Come on, guys. Come on.
I know why they did it. Because they had to catch something. They hadn't caught anything in a long ass time.
Man, but they killed the bear beast.
That's true. But they didn't show us any proof of it. They just showed us the lung blood, Matt.
Yeah,
you know it's dead because of the lung blood.
That's less
offensive to your senses.
Like, yeah, like at least there it's like, okay, I can there's a fiction there that I can buy into. It's not you showing me here's a thing and then telling me it's something else.
So it was a real pig, but also it offended me that they were like, this is like 8 feet long. It's got to weigh like
and there are pigs there.
I'm like,
there are pigs that are that big.
Yeah, fuck yeah, there are. And that's the thing that Doug and I was talking about. Doug and I were talking. Did I say Doug and I was talking about? Doug and I were talking about. Was there's people out there who'd rent you their fucking giant pig.
Yeah.
And
maybe they didn't want to pay for it, or
that's what my thought was. They were like, ugh.
Or their trap wouldn't hold it.
Yeah. But that was a regular, because they were trying to blame it on like there's a specific, and don't ask me why I know this. I'm fucking weird. There is an actual issue with crossbred boar in our country.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There is a breed of Russian boars that get absolutely enormous, and they have somehow got released in the U.S. and they bred with our normal boar population, and now we have these massive, very aggressive. I think it's our boars. There's like a breed called the Dudon. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm not a hunter. I know people who hunt, but I have seen wild boar up close, and it is not a pleasant animal. We have these pigs, and they're very big and they're very aggressive. But they're not like 900 pound, 8 foot long. Boar are generally smaller because they're not being hand fed.
Yeah,
they're not being. They are look for their meals. Also, they're generally more muscular. Boar meats. Have you ever had boar, Matt?
No.
It's good, gamey, but it's a lot. You got to do a lot more to it because it's generally a little tougher.
Okay.
Because it's an animal that's had to use a lot more muscle. It's good though. I mean, yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's right. Because pigs will go fucking feral if you. I don't know. I've helped take care of hogs. I did it like my entire youth. I hated it. Um, because like I should say I hated it. I hated dealing with cows more because cows can be very standoffish, and when they get pissed off, they can be a pain to deal with. Pigs are great unless they're hungry,
And then, yeah.
and then they're a fucking terror. And they're also like generally no taller than your thigh. So for me, someone
Yeah.
who has like was already having knee problems and had already broken an ankle twice, in high school, when they start fucking around down in that area, it gets real dicey. Um, Moose and squirrel. So anyway, like that whole shit. Let me lucky. No, cows are fucking weird, man. Unless you are there from day one and you are all lovey-dovey, which my grandpa was not about, because he was like, listen, these animals are don't get attached because we will be butchering them. They are for food. Which was why I don't know if I've ever told this story before. Have I ever talked about Raul before?
No.
Okay, so my cousin David, um, I have three Samoan cousins. My cousin David was graduating, and they were going to do. My grandpa was going to do a like Pacific style hog roast. So he had been told that in the place of a suckling pig is you get a potbelly pig.
Mm.
So he bought a potbelly pig for this hog roast. Those things are like dogs. I don't mean they're like dogs. I mean they're fucking pig dogs. They're super smart. They're just incredible animals. Um, so my dad and my uncle started calling him Raul. And they would say shit like Raul, get in the truck, and he would jump into the fucking truck. Very affectionate, not food motivated, which most farm animals are very food motivated. Not just want to be there.
Yeah.
He started following. He figured out how to open the hog pen, which is frightening. So he would get himself out of the hog pen. So my grandpa was like, well, I can't keep him in the hog pen because he keeps fucking opening it up and all the hogs get out. They're not going to go too far because there's easy food and it's cool there. And this is Southeast Kansas, so I can get really warm. So Raul became my grandpa's little shadow. And he just followed him everywhere to the point where he was even going home with him from the farm. And my grandpa couldn't kill him. He couldn't butcher him. So he actually gave him away to someone to keep as a pet.
No.
Because he just couldn't do it.
Right.
And that was the thing. Like, I was fine with whatever we butchered, especially chickens, because they're fucking nasty. But we also had rabbits, and I could not do rabbits. I'll eat them, but I could not square in my head like feeding rabbits and then knowing that we were going to butcher them. It bugged me too much.
Yeah.
But, the one thing I will say about all that is my grandfather had a hobby farm after he retired, and we used all of the animal. It wasn't one of those things where it was just like killing animals to kill animals. It was like, no, I'm butchering this because I want to be able to supply meat for everybody, for my family. And my grandpa would give away a lot of that meat. He would just give it away. He just wanted to farm. He farmed as a kid, and he dropped out of school because he had to farm. So it was just that thing that you did. We fucking built a barn, and he bought a plot of land when he retired as chief of police, and just like, it was weird. It was weird. Now I look back at it now and I'm like, this is weird. But I think it's because that was what yeah. Hey, I was talking about this earlier. I can't get Power World to run because my computer graphics card sucks ass. I can't even get Enshrouded to run either. So I got to figure that out. It sucks. It's very frustrating. And according to Doug, and Alyssa, I might as well just get a new computer, the gaming computer, rather than put a new graphics card in. But can't afford it because we just put 4 new tires on the car. Sandra has to get a new cell phone because her cell phone died at the same time. And I'm still paying for the basement. So I don't know what'll happen. I'm debating using my thing with Steam to give those back, get my money back, but I don't know. Anyway, going back to the premise.
Yes.
Pigs are great, but they will eat anything and they will go feral as fuck very quickly.
Okay.
Kind of like dogs. If you know, that's the other thing. Like people talk about coyotes. I think like feral dogs are way worse than coyotes. I don't know who you are, but hello. I don't even know how to say your name. I'm just gonna call you TD. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. Saw dudes.
TD's idea machines. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I can barely say words right now. TD. All right. Anyway, yeah, I like the idea of like them fucking with feral animals at times. Basically, like I kind of look at this at some point as being like cryptid pest control.
I mean, their goal is to kill everything.
That's the other thing. I love the fact that Wild Bill is talking about like we're gonna kill this Hogzilla, and I'm gonna make me some sausages, And the first thing the fucking trapper says to him is like, "We are not killing this animal. We are trapping it to show it that it exists." But then, like 10 minutes later, they all got their guns out. It's the best. It's like they can't square away that they all want to be like have guns out constantly to kill cryptids, but they're supposed to be fine.
Yeah, they can't. They're ostensibly researchers.
Well, it was like the one you were talking about where they killed with the lung blood.
Yeah,
they're like, we couldn't do it. He came right for us. We had to shoot him, which is the most South Park logic I've ever heard. They're like, it is hillbilly supernatural. They are straight up fucking hillbillies. They're very proudly West Virginia hillbillies. They're mountain folk, hence the name. Okay, so we were coming up with episode by powers. So we got some names. I want to keep working on getting names in here, and I want to keep coming up with powers.
Okay. You've been watching it more recently than I have. So if you've got
so what I've noticed, I told Doug he needs to put on the bingo card is whenever they see a video or a picture, they all go, "Whoa!" Every time. It's one of my favorite things.
I thought we had something like that somewhere. But yes, their reaction to it is always wonderful.
No, I don't think we do. I think we're just going to call it the reaction shot. And I want it to be something where, like, I'm trying to remember what we're using. Let me pull up Summer and Lakewood again. This is the template we're using for anyone who hasn't been hanging out. We're using this PBTA hack called Summer and Lakewood Lake, which is like a teen supernatural PBTA, which looks cool. All right, senses, body, heart, and mind. The reason we're using this is it's very stripped down, even more stripped down than PBTA. So it's a perfect hack for a game like this. I think what I want to do is, like, I want this power because they're so odd, but they're also so pumped about this because, I mean, we got something to give them somebody like a +1 to one of these scores. We need to choose which one. And for until, how do I want to say that? I almost want to say until first contact is achieved with the cryptid. So which do you think would kind of come across best with like of like that sense of awe and excitement?
Probably, I'd almost say heart.
Yeah, I'm thinking heart or senses. Like senses
Yeah.
because I'm thinking like it would drive you on.
Yeah. Either of those, I think, could
Should we let the player choose?
between the two. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Upon seeing, I'm going to put this in quotes, evidence of the cryptid in question for the hunt, or for the episode, the PC is even more inspired and can take either a +1 to heart or to, God, my typing's really bad today. What was the other one we said? Heart or senses? Senses until the cryptid is first encountered. I feel like that works.
Yeah.
Can we keep it?
I mean, there is the one episode where Wild Bill wants to steal the Grassman's child.
He does. Yeah, it's weird. I like that, TD. That's a good one. Put that down. Can we keep it? I'm gonna say, yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. Did anyone else ever watch the cartoon Secret Saturdays?
I'm aware of it, but I have not watched it.
I feel like Mountain Monsters is like Hillbilly Secret Saturdays in some ways, because they're just going around like the Fantastic Four of cryptids, which I really like. I liked that show. Even had their own Doctor Doom-esque character. Oh, by the way, I know we just talked about boycotting Marvel earlier. Al Ewing is doing some wild ass shit on Thor.
Oh yeah,
I've been following it online. He brought back the Minotaur guy who's the head of Roxxon, except for now he's like a skull. That's like, it's what, Matt?
He's a Jason Aaron creation, actually. But...
Okay. And why is he like now a skull? Is that because of Hulk?
I think it's because of Hulk. Yeah.
But the fact that they're making their own Thor comic makes me so excited, especially how ham and fist Stan Lee, Scam Lee it is.
Yeah.
Okay, can we keep it? TD, this is your idea, so give us some more ideas on like what that would look like. All right. Got anything on the thermal? I think this got anything on the thermal should be senses. What do you mean you ate it? I think that's a good one. I think we're gonna. That's what Wild Bill says this shit all the time.
Thing of wanting to eat it, whatever it is they're up against.
Does this work?
Off a big slice of fried up. Well, yeah, the
oh goddamn! This reminds me of one of my favorites.
Yeah, the whole
I'm gonna cut it.
Oh,
3 ways.
Yeah.
Long, wide, and deep.
Yes.
An actual Mount Monsters quote. Oh, I like the one before that. This one. TD, are you also a Mountain Monsters enthusiast like the rest of some of us? Okay, I want bro to be like a way to boost someone else. Because Wild Bill, I know we talk about Wild Bill and his weird like methamphetamine fueled insanity.
Yes.
But he is the most love-starved man in the world, and these other men give him so much love.
Yes.
And he's constantly like, oh, bro.
He has embraced. Well, and that's the behind-the-scenes stuff of like he's one of the. Him and Buck were brought in from the outside.
Yeah.
So they didn't know any of these guys. And the way with which they kind of find their
Also,
spots.
we're into our run of it. We're into the part where Buck is getting elevated.
Is getting what?
Elevated.
Oh yeah.
Buck has gone from the rookie who is constantly like having to deal with like piss and guts and falling down. Well, he's still falling down a lot.
Yeah, everybody's falling down. Nobody gets out alive on that.
Nice. Well, TD, welcome. All right, so bro, because you got to do the hand gesture, bro. Once per episode, you grant a team member a +1 to heart for one roll.
I like that.
Got anything on thermal? I kind of want to do this as like you can immediately find, because they always find it within 15 minutes of being wherever they are.
Anyway, yeah. They never not find it.
The PC may immediately spot the cryptid in question. Once, okay, we're gonna make this a once because Jeff is terrible. I've grown to dislike Jeff a lot.
Really?
So Jeff puts himself in a position to be shit on.
Yeah.
And then whenever Jeff gets a chance to shit on somebody else, he goes hard. And I'm like, oh, Jeff, don't do that. Be the bigger man. Also, Jeff feels like the guy who they brought in from the outside. Jeff feels like a concrete person. And you know how they feel about concrete people.
I mean, he is the closest to a concrete person of the
like
crew,
Jeff feels like he's faking an accent.
Now he
has a weird accent. Doesn't make sense compared to everybody else.
Well, sure. Jeff runs an antique store in real life.
So Jeff has legitimate employment.
Well, sure. I don't know. Later on, they get into stuff with like his wife and kids and stuff, and it actually, they bring some pathos out of the man.
Oh, I worried when he got busted open that one time because his shit looked real.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, he gets rocked a number of times. Just
because I'm like, you're an old man, Jeff. What are you doing?
They're all old men. They're all so old and in such poor health.
Okay. I like that. The PCs can attempt to friend, I think is the word we'll use, an NPC of their choice. In order to build that bond, they can sacrifice four of their equipment slots. So there's a pretty big cost to it.
Yeah, I mean, there should be.
This friendship lasts the entire.
If you want to have a pet Snallygaster
episode,
you better pay.
Yeah, pay for that Snallygaster. Snallygasters don't come cheap. I like this idea. That's a really good one, TD. Good call. I like this idea that they can spend what is essentially, because these equipment slots can be used by a lot of stuff. So they can say, okay, we're going to drop our trail camera slot. We're going to drop our bear trap slot. We're going to drop our flare slot. And we're going to befriend this, whether it be someone we met or whether it be we found a baby monster, whatever it is for this episode. We're going to drop those items and we're going to take this thing on and those slots. Because then it also makes some of these powers up here that are all about increasing slot size very important.
Yeah.
Also, I want to specify that you start with one power, and then you can, when you level, so to speak, you can pick up the other one. PCs would begin with one of the powers beneath there. What do we say? So you take backgrounds.
Yeah.
Beneath their backgrounds. Upon gaining 5 saved advantages, they can trade them in to purchase the second. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, sorry, I gotta fast forward this song. I like it, but it's not scratching the itch today.
Oh, sure.
It's a cover of Maniac by Carpenter Brute. So I feel it this morning. Oh God, we did use I Know a Guy in here already, but different.
Yeah,
which is pretty funny. Matt, we're butting up against 11, so
yeah, I got a little bit of time, but
I know you said you had a hard out.
well, it's not as hard as I thought it was, but yeah, we can.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll just call it, make it a hard out. So what are you gonna keep rocking, or you gonna switch over?
I think I'm gonna switch over and play a little Zomboid.
Nice.
I'll start about at Games Emergency in a little bit. I may reach out and see. I may just jump and ask if anyone else is gonna play. I'll play for maybe an hour or two. I say it.
Yeah, I gotta go to the post office. Gotta go run some other errands, but
I know I promised to do this last Ming on Ming, but I forgot. So real quick, I wanted to show these.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see your stuff.
On
that big screen, maybe.
Baby. I'm gonna stop the screen and then I'm gonna do this.
This you might want to try and track down parts for online. By the way,
I can never remember what to do for that. Which one it is?
I don't know either.
Okay.
This is maybe a little small, but I think it works.
What is it? Yeah, I kind of dig that. You haven't been around for me to show you this. What I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
I got a cool I don't know what this head is from.
It looks like
It's a Superman. It's a Superman head. It's just but it's got he's an older Superman. He's got these bands on the side of his head.
Oh, it might. Yeah, there was either that or it's there's a Zod that came out recently. There you
go. Yeah, I'm gonna do this way. So I bought these AWOC packs.
Yeah.
And they came. So I was saying these fit so perfectly for Motu.
Nice.
I was saying I ordered these originally from BBTS, but they just kept getting pushed back and back and back. You might be getting some of these. I don't know if all of these will work because they're pretty small.
Okay.
So I got 3 packs and they're different, but that's just one of them, and I'm not going to break out all 3 of them because that's too much. But that's really cool looking.
It's not a version of the Void that I have any recollection of, but it's a fun figure.
Yeah.
I know his legs are probably going to give out over time, though, because these, freaking shrimp claw tentacle things are real heavy.
Oh, yeah. I did do this, too, the other day. Finally.
Oh, nice.
He works pretty well.
Yeah, I like it.
This armor was absolutely spectacular. I mean, really kudos for the Masterverse stuff. But
yeah. That's a bummer, TD. Car repairs are no fun.
Yeah, we're going to do the same thing, man. It sucks.
At least you know what's happening.
Yeah, very true.
That's always.
We had to go in and they were like, "Yeah, you got to get 4 all new tires," and we were like, "Oh, this is bullshit. It should just be 2 tires." They're like, "No, you need 4."
Another thing that I think you'll probably be able to get fairly cheap eventually that I think works, but
yeah, I saw that wild '90s Namor, and I was like,
expecting to get a Jay Lee Namor figure ever.
well, you know, the Legends is like pushing into the deep cuts now.
I think they just wanted somebody, you know, that they could do relatively cheaply. But
also, check this sweet little helmet out, man.
Oh, Ewok, yeah.
Ewok has some really good stuff. So anyway, I had to cancel my BBTS, and I found an eBay seller who was selling it for cheaper with free shipping and could get it to me in a couple days.
Oh,
so I just like, I'm sorry, BBTS, but I'm out, baby.
I've done it to them a bunch of times. They're fine.
They're so nice. I just always feel bad because they've been so nice to me.
They are very nice.
I'll
tell you that.
Matthew.
Yes.
Bye, Shaggy. Where can people find you? What do you got going on, brother?
I'm on Dave Wonder channel most Tuesdays for Chop Chop. I'm here most Sundays for prep school, and that's me. What do you got coming up? You playing anything this week or?
Oh, let me grab my calendar because I had to reboot my computer twice while I was trying to get my video card to work. Which was Disappointment Town. I was so excited to play those two games, and when neither of them worked, I was just like, "Oh God, why?" This week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. roughly. We got to stop at 7 because Big Mike kicks in at 7 with his bad at games. Wellness Wednesday. Talking about come on, come talk. You know, go on your health journey with us. Go on your being a happy person journey with us. It's just a bunch of it. So back in the day, it's been a couple years ago, right? It was a couple years ago. A couple years ago, I got a diagnosis of fatty liver disease, and they were like, "Listen, man, if you don't figure out some shit based upon A, your weight, but B, your medications you're taking, your anticonvulsants, your life's going to be a lot shorter and it's going to be miserable." So they wanted me to have bariatric surgery, but I really didn't want to do it. And on top of that, I honestly was too heavy to do it at the time. I had already lost some weight. So the boys, the OWC and I got together, the Old Man Walking Crew, and we started walking, and I got real serious about cutting weight. I used to cut weight all the time back in the day to make weight for sports, but you know, I don't have to do that anymore, so I'll just do whatever I want. And I lost like 150 pounds like in about 8 months. So they were like, "You don't need to do this anymore. Actually, your liver's bounced back pretty decently."
Nice.
But now I put on weight again.
Yeah,
not a bunch, but I put on some weight because of like.
Well, you're just less active with the pandemic and all that shit. It just
all that, but also I got off the straight and narrow a little bit with how strict I was being with my calories. Very nice, very very nice, TD. So I noticed I was putting weight back on, and also just kind of not feeling as good. And I was kind of already getting ready to start this at the beginning of the year. Then I got COVID, which for someone immunocompromised in a couple different ways,
business
bullshit, and it wrecks you. But now I'm starting to feel a little bit better. But last week I started to get back on Monday. I was like, okay, back to stringency. I've been at 2,000 calories every single day. A couple days I was pushing 1,000 calories.
Oh wow!
I feel better. Just like I kind of want to get back. That does not work for everyone. My wife does not do calories; she does carbs because counting calories she hates it. But she doesn't mind counting carbs.
And Danny does the intermittent fasting.
Yeah, do what is best for you. We
try a few things.
Yeah, we try to go for walks on Saturdays. It's been difficult to do of late. Yesterday I canceled because I just felt terrible.
Felt crappy.
I thought I had COVID again. We took a test. I did not have COVID again.
That's good.
I just have some of my symptoms back.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's the good bad of the weather being what it is. So
nice, TD, nice. Yeah, Colin, who's usually on with this, went through bariatric, and I will be honest here, and I hope you hear this, Colin. I didn't think you needed bariatric when you got it. I thought you looked super swanky then. You looked like you were hot. You were a hot man. Now you're an even hotter man. So good for you, friend. But it's usually been James, aka Beard, Colin, Matt. We had Joel for a little while. Doug don't need to lose no weight. I have shits bigger than Doug. But Doug is a good friend, and Doug
is worth pursuing in and of itself.
Yeah, see a doctor if you have shits as big as Casual Doug. No, but we just support one another. We all want to be healthy. We all want to live longer. We all have things that we want to do with our time, and we all just very, very, very much enjoy each other's company. So we love and care for each other. But we want to make sure that we are doing that and continuing to do that, and we want to we have this nice little community of people on our Discord and here that come on to our programs. We want to make sure that we extend that out. We want to support people and supporting people. We do it with our charity work, so why not do it with everyone who wants to be a part of it? So we're starting that on Wednesdays. And why we're doing it on a stupid stream is because we used to have check-ins on Wednesday, and then I got to a point where I was like, I don't feel like doing this. And everyone kept doing it for a while, but then they were like, why are we doing this? The guy we were doing this with ostensibly for has basically checked out because I'm terrible about things. This would be a better way to hold myself accountable, because if I say I'm going to do something like this, I generally do it because no guilt on Shaggy and Spike, but I feel very responsible if I don't stream when those two guys are around, because it's like I feel like I'm disappointing my boys. So that's going on Wednesday. I don't know who will show up. I don't know. We made a Discord for it. Yeah, speaking of charity, Shaggy's got his Polar Punch coming up. Shaggy, post the link. So if you want to be involved, you can go to our Discord, Gnome World United Discord. Jump in there. We got a whole bunch of stuff we do. We're a bunch of goons. Then this Thursday is Spoopy Boys. It's also first day of Black History, so do your thing. Learn. But we're covering Sasquatch movies. Casual Doug's coming on. He's the king of Squatch. He's a Squatch king, and I know Boggy Creek is on the list because it's one of Doug's favorite movies in the Squatch genre. I don't know how or why. I think I've got a couple other movies he dropped that might also be a part of this action. Let me see if I can pull it up. If you're looking, it might be in the Spoopy Boys Discord part of Gnome World. Return to Boggy Creek restoration version, which the only reason I'm watching that is if it's the MST3K version. Doug, I'm trying to figure out what Doug said. Oh, Colin suggested Willow Creek. I highly also suggest that. It's a it's a faux documentary done by Bobcat Goldthwait as the director and writer. It's fantastic. It's the first time I've ever heard of Forest Brides. It is a found footage movie done in the form of a thing being shot by two documentarians. It's good. I really enjoyed it. Abominable, Night of the Demon, and again, Boggy Creek 2, only if it's being riffed. Also, we're going to talk De-Evolution, which is a book by Max Brooks. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed World War Z, and I mean the book or the audio book, and if you haven't listened to the audio book of that, it's like a movie. The voice cast,
Great.
the
Yeah.
cast is amazing. They asked Max Brooks, "What do you think of World War Z, the movie?" And he says, "I already made the movie. It was the audio book." I mean, each chapter read by a different person. It's an oral account of the zombie war. People like Henry Rollins, Alan Alda, and the book is far different than the movie. The
Oh
book
yeah.
is literally, each chapter is an account by someone who survived. And then it goes into like things like the geopolitics of it, to the fact that pharmaceutical companies were selling placebo cures once this outbreak happened. The Battle of New Jersey is one of the wildest things ever. It's so good. It's terrifying. And it talks about, it basically illustrates how modern weaponry does nothing.
Yeah.
And how they actually have to go back to fighting in the style of like Revolutionary War non-guerrilla tactics, like lines and squares, where you have like a front line of
Yeah.
gunmen with reloaders behind them, and then to the side another line of gunmen, and that they would do shit like pump music through loudspeakers. Like I think they use Iron Maiden's "The Trooper" at one point to make sure the troops cannot hear the zombies. Because they talk about in the Battle of New Jersey is these guys all had like digital headsets and everything, HUD systems. So when people were getting eaten,
Yeah,
they
they were
seeing all of it, and it just
hearing the other people. Yeah.
and it completely fucked them up. It's a really interesting take on it. So we will talk de-evolution. The audiobook, I know it's like, I can't remember everyone. It's kind of a very similar to World War Z in the fact that it's being told through like other people's like finding of evidence of this horrible incident that happened. One of the people is old Malcolm Reynolds himself, whose real name is escaping me all the time. Nathan Fillion. It's really good. It's very, very, very good. So we'll talk about that, I think, a little bit. Anyway, I got that, and then Bad at Games on the 2nd. I don't know our plan, but it probably won't be anything that requires a good graphics card.
Well, I mean, there's people in the chat for asking for Lethal Company. So
the thing is, I found out I don't know if I can run Lethal Company with my graphics card.
Oh no.
I'm horribly vexed. Next Sunday will be another prep school. I think we're going to continue to work on Mountain Monsters because I'd really like to get that in a format that where we can hopefully beg, borrow, and steal someone to come work on the PDF version. Oh man, you guys are still going here. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you want to take it, Draz, if you want to do Lethal Company on Friday, I'm fine giving it up to your crew.
Giving it up.
Oh, I enjoy Exists. It's different. So we might have Draz take over. I mean, it might be just every other week it's Lethal Company week.
All right. Well, I'm going to dip.
Let me get through the rest of the calendar real quick, Matt.
Oh, well, what?
Prep school next Sunday, Wellness Wednesday on the 31st. Oh, I'm sorry. No, on the 4th, prep school. On the 5th, the return of Down Outlands. The 6th, Mang on Mang. 7th, Wellness Wednesday. The 11th, prep school. The 12th, this is where I wanted to get to, Star Wars. We're back, baby. I don't know if Matt's going to be with us or not, but
There'll be some Star Wars happening. That's for damn sure.
Scum and Villainy. I know we took January off because I was sick, but we'll be back. Scum and Villainy, and if you remember,
I'll check my various calendars and see.
We ended last episode with an orbital bombardment starting in their ship being hit by an EMP or not ion cannon burst and being unable to take off.
Well,
so we'll see what happens. All right, Matthew, I love you, buddy.
Me too, man. Hopefully, we get to see you next weekend here. We'll get some walking done if you're feeling all right. Weather's supposed to be decent, so
I want to grill this week because we're out of grilled food and it's upsetting me. All right.
right.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Like I said, I think I'm going to jump on for some PZ in a little bit.
Stay tuned.
I gotta get some.
Ben's probably gonna zomboid.
Yeah, I gotta get some cough drops. My throat's starting to get really raw. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.